Welcome back, listeners at home. Welcome back to the VMC Talk at VMC Planet Radio. And we played you a double play, number one being Otresa, Smoke and Mirrors, featuring Amifak. And the second one is Virtual Life, the second by Umsaiki. And if you just joined us, we've been unpacking, the realities of disability in the corporate world, asking tough questions about inclusivity, equity, and also, the untapped potential that South African business continue, to overlook. But now, here in studio, we're honored to be joined by someone who not only understands these issues professionally, but lives it, and our guest today, Thembekile, he'll be here, who creates awareness about disability. He's a graphic designer, and also he's a motivational speaker, and also and like we said, listeners, if you do have questions, please do dial that number 0715600639 and ask him in Sikona bazokuphendula.
Yes, as I just mentioned, today we are joined by Thembekile Fanani, who is living with a disability called the Proteus syndrome, who is passionate, creative, a motivational speaker, as Ayana has said, and a disability awareness advocate. Obase corner la a Josie, then he will definitely be unpacking. We will definitely be asking him some few questions. If you also do have questions for him, you can definitely drop them on our WhatsApp number 071 560 0639 071 560 0639. Good day, Fanani.
Good day, sir. How are you?
We are good, and how are you doing?
Good, I'm good. I'm so excited to be here, man. I could not wait. Yeah.
We also excited, this, we're making history, because, creating awareness or spreading awareness to people about situation or certain things that they do not know about. It's part of making history. So not to be, kube yabona abantu bebaphuma amaphiko to show ukuthi they're excited.
How happy we are.
Yeah.
Now we are born our wings. So you just wanted to get straight to the business. Can you just start by telling us a bit about yourself and your experience living with the Proteus syndrome?
Great. Firstly, I would like to greet everyone at home. Also greet my loved ones that have been following me. Guys, Kyle is in the house. But also for those that don't know me, I go by the name of Kyle, but my full name is Thembekile Fanani, and I'm a graphic designer by profession and also a motivational speaker. I was born in Zone 14 Sebokeng, born and bred there, and I currently stay in Sandton because of work. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey.
Summer well.
No, I push.
Hey.
Yeah, so I was born with a disability called Proteus syndrome, which is where your bones or your skin overgrows. So for me, it affected my back and my left leg. So I have an overgrowth of a left leg, and also I have an overgrowth of skin at my back.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Hey, just need to tell you in faith,
Yeah.
Tell you in faith. We had to Google about this
Syndrome.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then we were so much. So, do you remember in high school, if the teacher will tell you something, they'd be like, "Oh, that's how I am right now." Inside,
Definitely, because the Google was showing us.
It's easy.
To like,
scary. The pictures.
Yes,
Some people, it's major than others, and it's very scar. Like you don't just fight it. Like literally, right now in South Africa, you can say only like 10 people have it. Yeah, but in Africa, I did my research. Like can be 2 or 3 people that have it.
Oh yeah.
Worldwide, it's like 100 people.
So here you are mentioning an interesting fact of motivational speaking. So I want to know, as a person with the Proteus syndrome, how did you become interested in motivational speaking and disability awareness advocacy?
Crazy story. I started in primary, but I was not motivating. But I think that's where I found the love of motivational speaking, because every time motivational came to school, I would listen attentively. I mean, I loved school, but I loved listening to motivational speakers more. So I kind of fell in love with that at that time. But for me to start being a motivational speaker, I started in high school when we used to like, they will do like a function, you know, like we used to call them gumbas, and you know, kids will rap, you know, but me, I would just do my thing where I do some kind of like poetry and stuff, and that would motivate people.
That is, you know, having to find your talent. Mina
Ne,
ngisese
if I
mncane.
may.
Next, I knew nothing. Still now, I gabi matokers. I still don't know my talent.
In fact, ne, besides football, ne,
Eh.
I discovered myself in 2022.
Oh, really? That's good. It's about to be you guys. I have no talent. Ngilana ngoba ngiyakhona ukukhuluma. Otherwise, hey, like honestly, I'm not talent. But I have a question now. I wanted to know,
Yeah.
as a person with disability, especially now you in a corporate space, you're working. How has that like affected you? Has there been now some negative comment as to you know you won't be able to do well in the corporate environment with this disability?
I feel like the world adjusted great around people living with disability in a corporate world. You know, first when I started maybe in school, that's when I kind of had challenges. But when I got to work, I don't want to lie, it was a seamless transition, you know, because there were already people living with disabilities at where I work.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the world adjusted good into that.
That's good. That's
nice,
good.
man. So, as a person living with the Proctor syndrome, can you just briefly take us through the day? It's just a typical day. What is a day like? What is a typical day is like for you? Just how you manage the challenges associated with a prosthesis.
Okay, so living, for me, it's different because I was born with it. So a day for me, it's a normal day.
Okay.
Wait, when you say you were born with it, there's some people that discover a disability when
as they grow up.
Sebabadala.
Yeah.
Really?
It's
Okay,
the lump
that's
starts growing,
one
that's when they
interesting
notice.
fact.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, my day, it's normal, but it's different in other people's eyes, obviously. You know,
Okay.
with how I do things. Someone will come up to me and be like, wow, bruh, I'm so like motivated that you're here at the mall buying your own clothes by yourself. But for me, it's like, this is normal. You know?
Yeah.
I buy clothes by myself. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah. So in other people's eyes, it's different, but in my own, the way I see it, it's not different because I've lived my life like this. You know.
So, when talking of other people's eyes, you're just curious, or I'm curious, you know, how do you think the society can better support people living with a disability?
First,
Not
they should
just-
start feeling sorry for people with disabilities.
Okay.
I mean, no one was born feeling sorry for themselves. They were told that they should be sorry about themselves.
Definitely.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, that's true.
so they should start by that. Stop feeling sorry for people with disabilities. Treat them normal. You know. So once someone enters the room and you stare at them, for them, they just feel different now. So they're gonna be ashamed because now you're staring. So if someone enters, just treat them the same like the way you treat others. And for that also, I would like to touch on also people living with disabilities in the society. They should also start feeling sorry for themselves. Yeah. So they should treat themselves the way they want people to treat
them. This makes sense.
And Mina, I want to ask, based on now moving to your work, you know, your graphic work, you know, how do you use creativity now to express yourself or to build your brand? And, you know, what roles does resilience play in your journey?
Oh, so as a graphic designer, finding out that I'm a creative at a young age has been a blessing. Yeah.
Yo, I'm so jealous of you.
So that has come. That has been a big part of me. Yeah, it has. It's one thing that I find a reason to wake up for. You know, knowing that I'm good at this and it's taking me somewhere is the reason why I wake up. And so it has played a huge part in me, the whole thing of being a creative. And I express my art by doing what I love and giving it to people. And you know what's amazing about art is that what you create, you might have an idea of what you're creating. You might create a story, but when it gets to people, they relate into it the way they want to relate into it. They create their own story into that. Yeah, so that's how I do my art. That's how I present my art.
And now, what advice, you know, would you give to young people with disabilities who want to build, you know, themselves, especially in the career-wise?
Career-wise?
Yeah.
They should stop focusing on what other people are doing. Find what you like and you enjoy. Focus on that. Like, lock into that. Like, believe that. Breathe that. Don't focus on what. I mean, there are a lot of people that, besides people living with disabilities, I want to make an example with also people that are able. Someone will be good at playing soccer, but they will see someone doing well in swimming, and they'll want to do swimming because someone that's close to them, or they see someone famous doing that so well, and they would want to also do that, but they're not focusing on what they're actually good at. They will do that, but it will show in the future that, hey, this is not for you. You know, so people living with disabilities intend to do that also. They focus on things that they cannot do. So I would say young people that want to do well, focus on what you're good at.
Definitely. And I feel like this is not only for people with disability,
Yeah,
also everyone.
Yeah.
Just focus on something that you know kutuzoyenza.
Yeah.
Something that you know this one is something that you're passionate about. Because if you're going to do something ungana passion, ungana thando, it won't work.
Yeah.
Angeke succeed, you know. But I'm sure listeners at home, they're confused. Ukuthi sakhuluma nge-graphic design. Kwenzakalani, you know. Maybe yes, ask us how. Like, is it your own company? Do you work under someone? You know, singashiya abantu.
Oh yeah. No, I'm a freelancer, so I do have a day-to-day job, but I'm a freelancer. I do graphic designing at my own time. You know, yeah, it's something that I'm building for myself. You know.
That's your baby.
Yeah, that's my baby. Yeah. Every little penny I get, I invest in graphic design because one day I want to have a huge agency where I'm going to be able to employ everyone, like including also people living with disabilities that have passion in the media industry.
Okay, just to check you back a bit. I heard you saying good you found yourself creative at a young age.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there are people who are wondering maybe they've already done that is, or according to what you said, Patricia syndrome is. They are now wondering who find out at a young age with creative. How old were you?
I can't really be specific with the age because even before me, I realized other people had realized that I'm creative.
Already,
It started like when we were kids, you know, we draw Goku. You know, we try animation there. It's like a huge file.
You know, this fight, Goku. Almost each and every someone who is creative right now or at my age, they started with about Goku. But inwele as a triangle, so and then they like to Vegeta. No Goku.
Yabona ngoba ngimazi lo Goku yikho ngekho creative.
So typically you did mention you are also a motivational speaker as well as a advocacy for a disability. So what inspired you to become a motivational speaker, and what message do you hope to convey to your audience?
So, like I said before, that me being a motivational speaker started when I started just doing it in school, in high school. But for me to take it seriously, it's when there's this other lady called Ausdora. Yeah, she's kind of like my mentor, social worker. Yeah, so she started inviting me to go to schools and motivate kids. You know, so that's when I fully now went into it, being a motivational speaker, because I saw that as much as I'm not changing everyone's life, I'm changing, you know, like 4 or 5 out of like a group of 100, you know. So that's when I started now went like into it. But for me to be like, okay, this is something like I'm going to do full time now. It's because the comments I used to get from people, you know. Just after like speaking in a crowd, like someone will approach you and be like, wow, bro, like I like this. So what can I do with my life? I'll be like, oh, wow, I just changed someone's life. Also going to the message I want people to, like, the message I'm giving people is that everyone is a motivational speaker.
Yeah.
You know, the message is that wherever you are, show love. You know, give good advice. Everywhere you go, just show positivity. That's you playing a part. Because we live in a terrible world right now where people are just pushing each other to the edge. Be that one person that would, like, if someone was near to the edge, hey, come back.
So when you're talking of changing people's lives, you know, can you just tell us about your experience advocating for disability rights and inclusion, and also what motivates you to continue this work?
What makes it a thing of being an advocate in disability is it's challenging, because we don't see that much change, you know. So for my advocacy, it's mostly in the media industry. I just want people living with disabilities to be included in the media industry, you know, like acting, you know, we hardly see someone that has a disability do acting.
Yeah.
Instead of
that's
the roles are given to people that are able
Who are
to
able,
right
then
now.
they will-
Yeah, so that's where I'm mostly focused on. I just want people living with disabilities to be included in the media industry.
So when talking about acting and media industry, do you know Shaka Ilembe?
Yeah.
That's the only time I saw an
Ne?
actor with
So
disability.
that
if
guy
I'm
also
being
has
honest.
the Portrait syndrome, ne?
No, he doesn't.
Oh,
I forgot
it's
a different
it's a
It's a different one.
Yeah.
Oh, but then he's very good.
Yeah, he
he's good,
is
yeah.
good, you know. And now I'm of my questions, but but I mean, for me, I would like to, you know, give you this time to shine. Let's motivate.
As now I was saying that all time. I was teaching you.
Your motivation.
Kuthi nami kusasa ngivuke ngithi yabona ngimsebenzini.
Yes.
I can start by saying everything happens for a reason.
Definitely.
Literally everything happens for a reason. For you to wake up today, there's a reason why. For traffic, the delay, there's a reason why it delayed. You know, everything happens for a reason. So whatever that you do, just know that it's already written. Why not just perform the whatever that is being written? You know, live life unapologetically because you know your life has already been decided for you. When you just perform it. So whatever that happens into your life, it's sad, it's bad, just know that it was meant to happen. And also, whatever that you do, make sure you give it 100%. You know, so if you're passionate with anything, literally anything, do it 100%. You know, and mostly a question that I get from people is that how do I know what I'm good at? For you to know what you're good at, just sit down and ask yourself, what is something that I enjoy? What is something that I would do for free?
That's free.
Yeah. That's when you find
Mala.
this is what I'm passionate at, this is my talent. If you can literally do it for free, you will never work a day in your life. Or you'll get paid for it, but that's not a job anymore. You're enjoying this.
Yeah.
You know, so find that.
Okay, so as I said, my question. My mind is AI.
Of course,
Yeah, but then we would like to know how can one without a disability,
Yeah.
how can they advocate, you know, for disability inclusion in their workplace?
They should support, ask questions, be like learn, you know, ask questions. Don't be afraid. Like if someone needs help, ask them, do you need help? Don't just, you know, don't be ignorant. Get involved, you know. Yeah, that's how you can be included in the advocacy.
Okay, this one, yeah. So I want to understand, Guti, what was the weirdest question you've gotten from people about your disability? The weirdest.
I can think of a lot of questions that are weird, eh? Yeah, I can think of a lot. Someone asked me, are you carrying a bag? I mean, literally
Okay.
just,
Okay. Sorry. Okay, that one is a bang. Sorry, but. And what was your response?
No, we're like, no, I'm not. Even what's surprising is even someone that is old, man. Like someone that you can see, this person is old. They can see that no, you're not carrying anything. That's how you are.
Yeah.
You know?
But then they continue to
But
ask.
they continue to ask. Oh, and also, not forgetting the sexual questions. Hey, those ones.
We do have one.
But no, it's fine. You've answered me.
But yeah, I understand. I actually get excited when people ask me questions because I see that you want to learn. You know,
Yeah.
I like someone that wants to learn.
I guess she has to shoot it.
Yeah, shoot, please.
No.
Just ask me.
Leander, you can ask.
We keep like ladies one ban. We're giving you the whole entire questionnaire.
Ngiyabonga, mina I've been answered. I'll just ask off air.
Maybe your question, someone also at home wants
to know.
You know, they want to ask
Okay.
the question.
Does your disability affect your sexual life?
No, it doesn't.
Good.
It doesn't. First thing, as someone living with a disability, when you meet someone, you guys become partners. Obviously, they learn you. You let them know what this is how I prefer to do things, you know. So it doesn't really, you know, Yeah, like
I get the
communication.
gist.
Yeah,
I
communication.
do get the
Just talk
gist.
to your partner about your disability, on what you can and cannot do, and everything will be okay.
Is it gonna be okay?
You'll have a normal sex life.
Okay, kwaseka awkward. I mean, mangiphendulile mina.
Makuphendulile.
Ayi,
You satisfied?
I mean,
I feel like you also have one. And
Ne.
yours
Yeah.
is ijulekile.
you do have one.
Monday. So we just want to know, so with you saying good to just get it. So do you have someone, or who is your partner?
Currently, I'm not dating anyone.
Oh, listeners at home, please do check out on our socials. We did post his picture. We did also share my number. So
Definitely.
listeners at home, he's available singing and available 70 centen.
Izwa.
He's
Uzowakhela
good.
umuzi omkhulu esenze. Uzojaphisa iting-ting. Listeners, uzojaphisa iting-ting.
So
Yeah, Marsha,
abayenze
she must be ready to be a second wife, you know.
a second
Yeah,
wife.
because
No, not when I was advocate. No, listeners, please, ngicela niyeka, please.
I hope they heard it. They must be ready because there are those who doesn't mind.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
to be
Ukuba
out.
kuSembu.
Yeah,
That's a
find
topic
comfort
for
into it.
another day. Sizoyibamba, but but thank you so much, for sharing us with your insights,
Yeah.
and also with your passion and honesty. Now they really are inspiring. I mean, I for one am motivated because ngifundile ukuthi do something that you love. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
That's one thing I got out namuhla. So I mean, I want to say thank you so much for being part of this conversation. Ukuthi nawe uze. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me. Also, it's really an honor to be here. I actually enjoyed this conversation, guys. But honestly, I wish you had like way more deep questions. I wish you- But thank you very much for having me. I really enjoyed being with you guys.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you so much.